Improper plant care. Because of this issue, there are a variety of causes that affect the quality of produce goods, such as fruits and vegetables we eat, and other environmental concerns. In the United States, 53 million acres of land of crops, an average of 2.8% decrease of irrigated water. From this graph, we can look at this percent and convert it into gallons of water, which is about 2.1 trillion gallons of water that is lost each year in crops across the United States. This is a huge deal, and that is a lot of water wasted. Speaking to many farmers and gardeners in the area, they've all talked about the environmental damages in the ecosystem. And with proper plant care implemented, we can reduce a lot of these tragedies, providing safer, purchasable goods to eat at the grocery store. My name is Samir Raja, and I'm going to be going over a lot of these environmental issues, as well as other issues in improper plant care. A few of those being the growing conditions, as well as the many solutions to keep our plants alive and the water supply higher each year to continue growing them. Let's face it, plants are more than just flowers and leaves, and they have a huge factor against them, which is carbon. Carbon in the air. This is a brief diagram showing urban and industrial areas, whether being factories or cars. The air that is polluted goes back into the plants and can be very harmful. In the United States, has 30% of the world's vehicles and produces 45% of the world's carbon emissions, said by Rice in 2009. This is a huge issue, causing a huge percent of carbon emissions. And when these air circulates into the plants, it can be very harmful, not only ruining the crops, but can also kill them. Therefore, there's a lot more damages that have to be recovered for the crops we eat. A quote by Rolfe in 2016 says, "Carbon in heavy rains or floods can reduce the shear strength of the soil. Carbon affects the soil by making the ground weaker, therefore altering the ground. Therefore, there's a lot of prep work to recreate optimal growing conditions." Overwatering and underwatering plants. Plants need water, and a huge issue is when they're overwatered or underwatered. Quote by Rice in 2009 says, "Plant cells absorb water by accumulating dissolved materials such as salt, sugar, and amino acids. When a plant absorbs the nutrients and has too much water, it is overhydrated, and when it does not have enough water, it's dehydrated, which can result in drought and killing the plant. Or having too much water can flood the plant and it will kill it." A quote by Kirkham in 2011, 40 to 60% moisture level is recommended for optimal plant growth. When this percent is met, we can have optimal plant growth at a very efficient rate. There are many problems placed in an environment with plant growth, but there's a lot of things that we can do to help impact a better plant care system. Cleaner air and controlling the operations of carbon polluted machines in the area. Majority of the plants are grown. A quote by Rolfe in 2016 says, "In addition, city trees protect us from the emissions and also the levels of nitrous oxide, sulfur, and carbon dioxide. Trees provide a lot for us, making the air cleaner and protecting us. Reducing the pollution helps, and also with more fuel-efficient vehicles and machinery, we can provide cleaner air back into plants in our ecosystem. By having trees that are healthier, this can also help by putting cleaner air back into our ecosystem." Quote by Rice in 2009 says, "Many alternative energy sources are ready to use. Solar, sunlight, wind, geothermal are ready to use and cause no carbon dioxide in the air. By going greener, we can allow the expansion of plant growth in areas where carbon is too high, reducing that amount, as well as providing a power source that does not need power from the wall, making it actually less harmful for the earth. There are a lot more modern technologies now, such as greenhouses and solar sensors or electronic sensors to monitor moisture. A quote by Vint in 2024 says, "Farms will adopt many of the greenhouse features, making them more economical. This allows for the integration of sensors and water level integration and plants to be maintained to grow more efficiently. And with that, more efficient power sources such as LEDs are safer for these enclosures." Quote by Vint in 2024, "Greenhouses will remain the leading and trend-setting sectors of the world's crop production. With that, a lot more greenhouses will help in the future of crop production and against intense weather conditions. These enclosures protect the plants. That way they can continue to grow." We see many harmful effects of these improper plant care has, and there are also many solutions we've seen to help them grow better environmentally. Overall, plant care is important, and when followed, it can allow for a more optimal growing conditions, keeping our produce healthy to eat and cleaner air to breathe. Looking at carbon emissions, watering plants, and modern tools and technology, we've seen the economical benefits that these solutions have for the future. In the end, giving our plants better aid will prevent dehydration, flooding, and also overhydration. Applying the modern technologies, making it easier to grow plants that will keep us breathing and also will put food on the table for us to eat. Thank you. And here's our audience.